Check, check. You guys picking me up or what? I'm gonna tweet this shit out on Twitter real quick. And then we'll be good to go. What's going on, everybody? C4 as promised. Forgot that I had a video coming out real late tonight. I think I did the Dallas Cowboys offensive line on the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl or Bust series. I think that came out an hour ago. I mean, I don't like to overload with content because I might fuck up the sub boxes, but I promised I would live stream at some point this weekend, and I hit up on Twitter what you guys want to see, be it the 2009 draft class, Florida State Legends, or Pittsburgh Steelers Madden Greats, and this was what won. The 2009 Legends, which is a very solid roster, to say the least, but we'll go through this similar format that we've done before, where we simulate the Week 6, and we'll play the divisional matchups. Yeah, all that good shit. So, plus we'll just talk and shit the shit in the chat about free agency, or obviously everyone wants to talk about the Sidney Jones news, which sucks so bad. But let's take a quick look here at the roster first. So at quarterback, we're going with Matthew Stafford, who was selected by the Detroit Lions in the first round. And, you know, there was a couple of years where Matt Stafford didn't look that great. He kind of underwhelmed with all the weapons that he had on offense. But I think he has emerged as one of the better starting quarterbacks. Well, not like he emerged. He's been one of the better starting quarterbacks for quite some time. And then last year, he was pretty much the comeback kid. How many fourth-quarter comebacks can this guy make? I think with all the moves that the Lions have made this year in free agency, to shore up that offensive line, I think the Lions are going to be very competitive next season. At the running back spot, we have LaShawn McCoy, who was selected in the second round by the Philadelphia Eagles out of Pittsburgh with a 90 overall right now. But, I mean, he's as much as it pains me to say as a bitter Eagles fan, Shady is one of the best Eagles running backs in the history of the franchise. I mean, he holds so many other statistical records. Probably, a lot of younger fans would probably say Shady is the best running back. I will still take Brian Westbrook on his best day over LaShawn McCoy. Too much dancing, too much north-south, not enough east-west too much east-west, not enough north-south running for my case and my liking from Shady, but still was a dynamic playmaker. And then we also have Donald Brown, who I think was drafted by the Colts, but now is a free agent as he bounced around from the Colts, and he was on the Patriots for a bit. Fullback, we just kept whoever was there. Michael Burton, currently of the Lions. The wide receivers, we got Julian Edelman, who I think he was undrafted. He was a quarterback at Kent State. Everyone knows he was a quarterback at Kent State, and now has emerged as one of the top, if not the best slot wide receiver in the NFL today. Then we have Michael Crabtree from Texas Tech. His stats that he put up in that air raid offense at Texas Tech under Mike Leach were godly. He was one of the best statistical college wide receivers in history and one of the most dominant wide receivers in college history. So we're going to be using him. I don't think he ever really met his full expectations with the 49ers, but seems to be having a good second win to his career with the Oakland Raiders. We have Jerry Maclin, whom so many people thought was consensus #1 wide receiver. And then Al Davis went ahead and got the guy that ran the fastest 40 in Darius Hayward-Bay, which led Jerry Maclin slip to my Philadelphia Eagles, where he was, pretty good. He was, I would say Jerry Maclin was never really a wide receiver 1 in Philadelphia. I think he only went over 1,000 yards once. But he was always a very good wide receiver, too. And then we have Darius Hayward-Bay, who was horrible. Pretty much, a ghost with the Oakland Raiders. And then he actually started to do, in bits and pieces, have some productive games with the Pittsburgh Steelers over the last couple seasons. But, I mean, I think you definitely could call him a bust. But at least he's been solid. He's been a decent depth guy in the NFL. As opposed to guys that just straight up fizzle and they're, like, addicted to drugs and shit. Tight end, we have Jared Cook, who was drafted by... Jared Cook was either drafted, I think it was the Titans. I think it was drafted by either the Titans or the Rams. I think it was the Titans out of South Carolina. Beastly tight end, who, he's still actually a free agent. He was with the Packers, and they decided to get Martellus Bennett instead, which is definitely an upgrade. But Jared Cook has been consistent throughout his entire NFL career. Then we have Brandon Pettigrew, who wasn't he a first-round pick out of Oklahoma State by the Lions? Second-round pick. So he was really, really high, and he never amounted to shit. Now he's a free agent. And hopefully Lions fans are hoping Eric Ebron is not the second coming of that. The offensive line at left tackle, sorry. Offensive line is always kind of tough in this series because guys play different positions. So we made TJ Lang, who was most notably a Green Bay Packer, recently did sign with the Detroit Lions. But he originally came out of college as a tackle, so we have him here at the left tackle spot. Left guard, we have Andy Levitre, who was drafted by, either the Bills or the Titans, can't really remember, but now he's currently a member of the Super Bowl losing Atlanta Falcons. He's been a solid guard in the NFL. At center, we have Alex Mack, who did his thing for quite some time with the Cleveland Browns. And then again, much like Levitri, took his talents to Atlanta as a very influential playmaker on their playoff Super Bowl run. Right guard, we have Luis Vazquez, who's currently a free agent. I think he probably has the most success with the Denver Broncos, I would say, but he's bounced around for a couple different teams. And then at right tackle, we have Andre Smith, who was a very high draft pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. And, he was solid for a couple years. But, really, he's bounced around. He's currently a member of the Minnesota Vikings, but I think he's set to be a free agent this year. Left defensive end, we have Connor Barwin from the University of Cincinnati. He was drafted by the Houston Texans. He had really a couple good years with the Texans, but I think his best year was in 2014, I think, with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he had 15.5 sacks. He's a beast. We unfortunately had to cut him, but he's an unbelievable guy off the field and was a pretty good playmaker in his prime. Right defensive end, we have Brian Orakpo, who is maybe one of the scariest defensive rookie, or we could say defensive college prospects I've ever seen. He literally looked like he was carved out of granite, looked like a goddamn Greek god. He literally looked like a grown-ass, like a 33-year-old bodybuilder when he was coming out of Texas. He was a monster, man. That was like the first year. This year was really the first year that I started watching like the Combine and all that stuff and all the network specials on NFL Network. And Orakpo really looked terrifying, to be honest with you. Defensive tackle, we have Terrence Knighton from Temple and Senderick Marks, who recently just got released from the Jags. He actually had a couple big years with the Jags. And then Pot Roast has bounced around from a bunch of different teams. Maybe he was at his peak, though, with the Denver Broncos. Left side linebacker, we have Clay Matthews, who's a beast USC linebacker, and obviously made his bread with the Green Bay Packers and was, for probably 3 seasons, was one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Middle linebacker going Brian Cushing, his USC teammate, who has been very consistent for the Houston Texans. Didn't he win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then he tested positive for steroids and he was never quite playing at that level again, which is unfortunate, but he's still been able to be a solid NFL starter. And then at left side linebacker, we have DeAndre Levy, who recently was just released from the Detroit Lions, but he was one of the best cover linebackers in the NFL for quite some time. He'd get 4, 5, 6 picks a year, back-to-back years with the Lions. Unfortunately, he was unable to stay healthy. Looking at the secondary, we have Vontae Davis, who I have no idea who drafted him. Vontae Davis, was it the Dolphins? I know he spent probably most of his time with the Colts, but I think he was drafted by the Dolphins, but he's been very solid. Obviously he's probably looked like he hit that wall where he's on the downturn. Same goes with Sean Smith, who, again, no idea who drafted him. The Chiefs? I don't know. He spent some time with the Kansas City Chiefs and with the Raiders now. And then also we have Ladarius Webb, who has drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, is currently released, but he played a little bit of safety last year as he's getting a little bit slower. But when he's playing corner, I think he was one of the most underrated corners in the NFL in his prime. Very good tackler. I see why they made that transition to make him a safety. Free safety, we have Glover Quinn, who's been doing his thing here for I think he's been with the Detroit Lions since he came into the league. I want to say maybe the Texans? But I think he's been with the Lions he's basically been with the Lions for the majority of his career. He's been a solid starter. And then strong safety, we have Malcolm Jenkins, who was drafted as a corner on the New Orleans Saints. And then was kind of, he was all right. He wasn't anything special. And then the Philadelphia Eagles got him and moved him to safety. I think he might actually played safety his last year with the Saints. I don't know how it worked out, but Eagles basically got him, and he's had his best careers with the Philadelphia Eagles, so it's a beast. I think it's complete bullshit, that trade rumor that Malcolm Jenkins and some other people were rumored to go for the Brandon Cooks trade. That is absolute bullshit. I can guarantee it. So there you go, guys. Those are our 2009 draft roster. Very competitive. I think we should compete for a playoff push here. So let's just sim to the midway point of the season, and I'll take a quick look at the chat and see what's popping. Anyone terrible? Love my rebuilds. Keep it up. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm the GOAT. Cool. Thanks so much. Love y'all. Wasn't feeling like doing a sick live stream tonight because I got a fucking brutal canker sore, but I was like, you know what? Sometimes, as a YouTuber, life of a YouTuber, you need to fucking, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So I'm gonna suck it up here. Thoughts on DGB? I think they probably should cut him, to be honest with you, because I think we save like $1.5 million against the cap if we move him. We're not going to use him. I think it's a failed experiment. But then again, there is the appeal that maybe you have him study under Alshon Jeffrey, and maybe he could become something. I don't know. Like, we definitely have the best wide receiver locker room that we've had. So maybe these guys can learn some things, him and Aguilar in particular. But probably not. Do Eagle fans want Kayvon Webster and Shaquille Barrett? Well, Barrett's, a 3-4 player, I think. But I'd like Kayvon Webster as a depth role. He's a good special teamer. probably could play pretty decent. Shout out to Calvin and George. Love your videos. I love your videos, bruh. As we're 6-2 at the midway point, getting ready to take on the Minnesota Vikings. So my thoughts on Sidney Jones. People are saying right now he's going to go in the 4th round. I don't think that will be the case. I mean, Achilles sucks. A torn Achilles, that's what it is. That's what I had when I was in high school, and it was fucking terrible. Like, legit, the same... It took me probably 2 years till I felt like I had... I got back to where I was. And even then, it's still this day, I can sometimes feel it fucked up. Torn Achilles is probably the worst injury. I'll say right now, torn Achilles is probably the worst injury to go in the NFL. ACL tear, you can come back from that. Torn Achilles, you just lose so much explosiveness, so much natural explosiveness. It's a tough injury, but I think with a talent like Sidney Jones, where he was a consensus top 15 pick, pretty much consensus top 15 pick, it depends how bad the injury is, but I could see it being somewhat similar to what happened with Jalen Smith last year. Jalen Smith was regarded as like the top inside linebacker, and then I think it was, I don't know what the fuck he did. I can't remember exactly what he did, but it was a really bad, obviously he didn't get to play at all last year. But the Cowboys still took him in the 2nd round, so I think Sidney Jones will go... 3rd round would be the ceiling. I think he'll probably go at the late 2nd round. So, unfortunately for the Philadelphia Eagles, I love Sidney Jones. I think he's an absolute beast. But the Eagles need guys that can play right now at the cornerback spot. And Sidney Jones, at the best case scenario, if he has a miracle, whatever training regimen to get back into shape, he probably dropped by Shady. The fuck? He probably won't play until like at least halfway point of the season. And we need some more. We need playmakers by then. So, for the Philadelphia Eagles, best corner right now is Marshawn Lattimore, but he's going to be well gone before... Oh, my God, that was bad. That was a bad pick. I got to start paying attention. I said the last stream I'd focus more on answering questions in the stream than I was playing this game. I'm gonna like at least try to dial it down and try to win some fucking ball games here. But I think the best pick for the Eagles, like now it's really tough because they probably have to go best player available, which unfortunately... I don't think there's going to be at 14 a corner that's worth taking at 14. My favorite corner for them to take is Garyon Conley. And I'm going to say right now my pick for the Eagles is to trade back. Like that would be... Obviously when I do mock drafts and stuff, I don't like doing trades because you have to you have to assume shit. Oh, that's a 1st down. But if I'm the Eagles, I trade back with... I don't necessarily know what team would want to trade up. Maybe a team like the Texans if they don't land Tony Romo to get a quarterback. Or even then, the Texans still should not be out of the market to get a quarterback. Because Tony Romo is like a 1-2 year deal. Stopgap. He's not a... you're not good for the next future. I think any of the teams that maybe want to get a QB that slides, if Trubisky somehow starts to slide, I'd try to get an extra 2nd rounder and a late 1st round. And then Philadelphia, I'd look Garyon Conley with the later 1st round. And in the 2nd round, we have 2 2nd rounders. I'd go corner again, like a Trey White, and then Joe Mixon. But I'm saying right now, best thing for the Eagles is to trade back. Let's get this touchdown here real quick. Boom. Jeremy Macklin, let's get it. Morris Claiborne to the Eagles, I'm calling it. We have no money. Claiborne had a career year last year. Wasn't amazing, but he was definitely a solid starting corner last year for the Cowboys. He's not going to want to get paid less than, I can't see him getting less than $7 million a year. $6-7 million a year. Eagles are already fucking $14 million, I think, over the salary cap. We're not signing anyone like that. What was that? That wasn't what I threw. Carlos Dansby thoughts. Old veteran. Obviously, I think he's held up well, even though he's up there with age, still can perform. People want to know what I think about Michael Kendricks for a 5th. I'd do it, man. Get his contract off the books. He played like, I think it was 25% of the defensive snaps. That is not what you pay a guy like Michael Kendricks to do. Obviously, he's not going to work in the scheme. Obviously, we didn't really miss him. Bradham was a beast. Hicks is a beast. We played a lot of nickel. We played a lot of only 2 linebackers back there. So he's surplus requirement, especially where we need the cap space. So I'm not exactly sure what we do with that. I don't know. I'd trade him for anything. You can have him for a 6th round pick. We just need to get him off the books so we can get under that salary cap number. Chicago signings. Not a fan of Chicago signings, to be honest with you. I think they paid too much. I think the guys that they got are all right, but I read a report that they have to overpay because so many free agents were unsettled with their front office. Like they paid Marcus Wheaton $6 million a year. That's terrible. They paid Mike Leonard $14 million a year. That's not good. I get you have to pay these guys, but you have to relate, like, do I like these guys? Yeah, they might have some upside, but for how much you paid them, those are bad contracts. Not good contracts. Players they brought in, not bad. Contracts, terrible. Absolutely terrible contracts. Do I think the Browns go QB at 12? Honestly, if I'm the Browns and we're not doing Jimmy Garoppolo, I think I'd go Mitch Trubisky at 12. Personally, in my opinion. I think Trubisky is going to be solid. I think he's not going to be fucking all pro. He doesn't nearly have the same ceiling. Obviously, my biased opinion. Doesn't have the same ceiling as a Carson Wentz. But I think Trubisky can be a, top 15 quarterback in the NFL if he develops properly. Joe Mixon flew to the Bengals. Yeah, because the Bengals need a running back. That's just, precaution. That's just taking in. He's going to meet with probably 95% of the team. So the Bengals don't need a running back. I'm not going to read too much into that than what it is. But that's a Bengals move right there, too. Bengals have been signing guys with character issues for the last couple seasons. I would not be surprised if he ends up to the Bengals, but I think he'd have to really slip for the Bengals to take him. Like, that'd be Bengals really taking best player available. They take Joe Mixon if he's there in the 5th or something like that. I don't think they're going to go the 2nd or 3rd round and address the running back spot. They have too many other holes they need to do, especially offensive line, wide receiver, defensive backs. They can get younger back there. All right, let's go. Someone make a play, babe. Oh, it's a fucking hold. Hayward, babe! The former first-round pick from the Raiders is probably coming back. We'll see what it is. One thing I want to say, so I saw someone a little bit earlier, thoughts on the 49ers. When I did my grades and all that other stuff, people were shitting on me that I wasn't talking about the Niners. The Niners just did a bunch of things. That doesn't mean that they did good. I wouldn't say they did bad, but they just brought in a bunch of fucking guys. And that's against them, so we'll take that touchdown. The DHB. Their best playmaker that the 49ers signed, which he's probably the best fullback in the NFL, but they got a fullback. Like, I'm not going to, congrats, you got a good fullback. Outside that, the deals were, you got Malcolm Smith, they paid him decent money. I think they overpaid for Malcolm Smith. He's a solid starter. I'd more so retain Gerald Hodges if I was them. Ooh, Jerry Maclin again with that elite route running. Who else do they got? They got Brian Hoyer, that's average. I can't think of anyone else on top of my head. But, they made a bunch of decent signings. They haven't won free agency or anything like that, where people are trying to talk like, I can't believe you're underselling the Niners like that. They did all right. They didn't do bad. They just did all right. Pierre Garçon got $16 million a year. Are you kidding me? Oh, damn. Straight Julian Edelman can run them fucking streaks. What do you think? How do you think Torrey Smith will do? For Torrey Smith, I think he'll probably be deep threat. I think that's exactly what we brought him in to be. Stretch the field. I don't know if I can put an exact stat number on him. I'd say probably 45 receptions, 750 yards, 6 touchdowns. Which, I mean, compared to with the production we had at wide receiver this year, that's actually pretty goddamn good for the Eagles, to be honest with you. But I think he'll be all right. I think he'll play like a low wide receiver too, which is decent money. Thoughts on the Cardinals free agency? I think the Chandler Jones contract is fair. People might say, "Oh my God, $83 million," but he's like a top 5 edge rusher since he came into the league. That's actually below market value, considering his stats aren't that far off from like a Von Miller in terms of QB pressures and all that stuff. Obviously, he's had some issues to stay on the field, but I think it's a good deal. But the Cardinals, you can't give them a winning grade. I did the video yesterday where I said they were losers just because they don't have the cap money. They just lost people. They couldn't afford to pay the people you lost, and I can't reward them for that. You have to kind of hold it against them. They are going to be a significantly weaker defense than they were last year. They lost 2 good safeties. Tony Jefferson's going to be a big-time miss. And Calais Campbell. They have no one really to take over. I don't think Kim Deechee's ready to take over for Calais Campbell. So they're going to be holes. They have more holes than what they were able to fill. So that ultimately means, in my opinion, that the Cardinals are losers. But the deals that they did do weren't bad at all. They got Phil Dawson. So they got an upgraded kicker. They re-signed their center, Shipley, who's not bad. They got Chandler Jones back. That's all I can really remember off the top of my head right now. I'd be surprised. I don't know why they're not really throwing money at Kevin Minter. He's a solid linebacker. But I don't have no idea what their salary cap situation is. They paid a lot of guys big money, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have money to bring back any of those guys. What corner would I want? Everyone's saying Sumalu is starting next year. Sumalu probably won't start unless we get rid of Jason Kelsey. What corner do you want in round 2? I think forever my last mock draft I had Garyon Conley going in the second round, which is pretty much where he was before the combine. But I think now he's gonna be first round pick. If not first round, he'll be gone in the top end of the second round before we even pick. But Conley would be the dream second rounder. Um, I wouldn't be upset with Tabor in the second round. He still has obviously his combine was horrible, absolutely horrible combine, but the tape doesn't lie. His tape right now, in my opinion, is the best tape that's in college football last year. He was a beast for Florida. He didn't really play much down the stretch because he got hurt. But put Tease Tabor's best tape against anyone else's best tape, and his tape still shines the brightest. So in the second round, I wouldn't be upset. He's a nice fit. The only problem though is with Philadelphia, I would take the more athletic guy than I would take the more technical guy right now in the second round. If we're going first round, we're going the guy that has the safest pick. But in the second round, our corners are just not that athletic. How many times do we see Jalen Mills, Nolan Carroll, Leos McCovey just get beat by speed? I want a speedster back there. So I personally, that being said, wouldn't be completely upset if we get a Dory Jackson in the second round, just from that standpoint. I think there's a little bit more bust potential. He's not as safe as a couple other prospects, but I think a Dory Jackson would be. I'd be all right with that one. That's a guy that's probably a lot of people are thinking of. But Trey White in the second round, he'd be a good fit. I don't really think there's anywhere you can go wrong in the first 3 rounds with any of these corners, unless you overreach for one. Think anyone will? No one is gonna trade for Brock Osweiler. I'm telling you that right now. The only team stupid enough to trade for Brock Osweiler would be the Jets, and I don't think they have the salary. Well, they do have the salary cap room to take that on, but you're not going to see any trades go down until after the Tony Romo sweepstakes. And even then, I think they're just going to cut them. And what the fuck? These jerseys are fire for the Lions. I like these jerseys. I don't remember seeing these at all. These Color Rush. All right, big fan of these fucking jerseys. Cardinals signed Antoine Bethea, and they got Carlos Minto replaced Minter. So they got super old. They got Bethea and Dansby, who are probably 1 year, 2 year left in the league, and lost young guys. Like I said, you can't say they won. They kind of covered their. I wouldn't say that's. They put duct tape over the holes. That's what they did. They didn't fill the holes. There's just a very thin piece of duct tape, and just get rid of it. That's what the Eagles did, man. Secondary. Trust me, I believe you. Fucking Eagles forever tried to just patch the secondary, and it doesn't work. They should have went young. It's just, hopefully the Cardinals need to have a good draft this year. That's the only way to put it. They need to be able to reload on defense. Thoughts on Seahawks free agency? I don't know what the TJ Lang thing, where they're being frugal. Did they not offer enough money? I think the Seahawks, I'm surprised they didn't get Lang or Ron Leary. Those are the 2 surprising ones that I thought they would have got. They got Luke Jokel, who's still, that's not even that good. Luke Jokel is a slight upgrade of what they had. It's not, and he's not even a sure thing. He struggled since he came in the league. He was unable to find if he's a tackle or guard with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And if you can't find your own, if you're a first round pick, what was he, a top 5 pick, and you can't solidify yourself on a pretty average to shit Jaguars offensive line, I don't know, man. I think you're gonna struggle. That's not gonna be the kind of upgrade that the Seahawks need, but I mean, at least they're kind of going in that direction. Who should the Bengals draft? Who do I hate more, Chris Baker or Dez Bryant? Dez Bryant, because Chris Baker's just, he's not that great. He's not a bad player at all. Chris Baker's solid, but Dez Bryant can really beat you. But fuck Chris Baker. Who should the Bengals draft at 9? That's a tough one. I always like the Reuben Foster pick because I think they should try to get younger in the linebacker. Now that Dansby's not there and that Ray Maluga or whatever the fuck, he's getting up there in age. So Reuben Foster wouldn't be bad, but again, if I'm the Bengals, I may actually look at trading down. Try to acquire more picks. Offensive line, trade down and try to get a tackle. Because I don't think, if I'm a Bengals fan, I am not excited with Abuye and Jake Fisher as my tackles. If they haven't, that was bad. If they haven't peaked yet, it doesn't look like it. Both those guys were solid, legit prospects when Abuye was coming out of A&M and Jake Fisher out of Oregon. Both those guys were said they could be future stars, but I haven't seen it. Maybe Bengal fans could give better insight, but I think maybe you trade back and try to get a Ramchick or Cam Robinson, because that offensive line, that's what they got to do, man. They got to reload. I can't even name anyone. They got fucking Clint Bowling and Bodine as pretty much their only 2 legit starting offensive linemen. Who should the Broncos pick with 20? I still think they should go tackle. Ryan Ramchick's a good fit. for me personally. O.J. Howard, if he slips to 20, wouldn't be bad for the Broncos. But yeah, would you like Dalvin Cook round one? No. Dalvin Cook had one of the worst, what was it? It was a 6-cone or 3-cone, one of them. He had one of the worst all time. Everyone's been worried about Dalvin Cook's ability to move lateral, and it was terrible. It was one of the worst ever. So Dalvin Cook, I'd take Dalvin Cook in the second round, but I would not touch him with the first round pick. I'd rather Christian McCaffrey if we want to put that much value on a running back. In the first round anyway, because obviously, even though I think Joe Mixon is a first-round talent at running back, you can't really draft Joe Mixon in the first round. As, by the way, we are body bagging the Vikings here right now. What do you think the Vikings are thinking? Latavius Murray. I think that's probably the direction they will end up going. Don't know if that's necessarily the right move. I think, running backs, this is a tough market because there's so many good running backs in college. And running backs are almost a dime a dozen right now. Latavius Murray's nothing. I'm going to be honest. Eddie Lacy, Latavius Murray, you probably can get someone in the third round that's going to be comparable to what they're going to offer, and they're going to be a fraction of the price. So that's why I think it's been pretty quiet. I think realistically the only running back that right now is a game changer is AP. I think he might end up in the Oakland Raiders, if I had to guess. Boom, baby. Let's go, Crabtree. Worst name in the game, but that's good for a touchdown. Where do you think Betty Logan will sign? Hopefully nowhere in the NFC. No one in the NFC East. I guarantee he'll probably end up in Washington, but I hope not. I don't know. Maybe they won't run up in Washington because the Redskins already bought Terrell McClain and Stacey McGee. Both those guys can play D tackle. So, Betty Logan's not a 3-4 defensive end. So I don't know where he's got to land, but wherever he lands, I hope it's out of the division because I'll cheer for him. He's been a good soldier for the Philadelphia Eagles. Done nothing wrong. For fuck off. What team had the best free agency signing? Obviously, in my biased opinion, I think it's Alshon Jeffrey because it's everything you want in a contract for a wide receiver. I think a lot of people, for just a pure free agency signing, they're going to say Alshon Jeffrey is the best one. Because literally, you have a guy that has potential to be like 100% top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. That is a terrible pass. And then you have all the risks that come with it are kind of mitigated because it's a one-year deal with a lot of incentives. I think if he doesn't even hit the incentives, so let's just say Alshon Jeffrey fucking test hot again. I think it's only $7 million, something like that, because he won't hit any of the incentives. So I think they saved their asses on that one. I really like the Tony Jefferson deal. Oh my God, come on. Collapse here. I think the Tony Jefferson deal was really good. Terrell Pryor deal wasn't bad, but obviously you can't compare. Alshon Jeffrey's in a different level than Terrell Pryor is. The Brandon Marshall deal's not that bad. Oh, fuck, that was bad. The Brandon Marshall deal's not that bad either, but I don't know, man. I don't want to come off as biased, but I think if I was an outsider looking in, if the Philadelphia Eagles signed... Oh, God, we're going to lose this. Jesus. 2 seconds. If the Eagles signed Alshon Jeffrey to a long-term deal, I wouldn't be grading it as high. But because it was a one-year deal, I'm saying that, yeah, they also... Even in my biased opinion, I think that's the best contract this year. Great. Fucking just a collapse. Fucking piece of shit defense. Danny Woodhead wasn't bad. I think Danny Woodhead was a great pick. I don't know if it was luck that Dixon tested positive and he's coming in to fill in there, but that wasn't bad. But he's 31. Alshon Jeffrey's in his prime. That's another thing. Brandon Marshall, solid deal, but he's 33. Alshon Jeffrey in his prime. Cowboys had the best signing of Nolan Carroll. Good luck. I think let's be honest. All right, just give me a second here. Nolan Carroll isn't as bad as Eagle fans think just because near the end of the season he was shit. Nolan Carroll is a solid depth corner, but should not be anywhere near starting. He is not a corner one. He's not a corner two. He is a decent corner three. And Dallas, because they're losing Brandon Carr, they're losing Claiborne, they're probably going to have him start against with Anthony Brown. And they're going to win real quick. I cannot wait to see the Eagles versus Cowboys whatever week they fucking play. Alshon Jeffrey lining up against Nolan Carroll. That is going to be an absolute massacre. That's going to be a massacre. All right, here we go. We're going up against the Bears here. Looks like we're probably going to make the playoffs, but Can't have fucking blow. We can't blow the leads like we did last time. How dangerous are the Packers with Bennett? Pretty goddamn dangerous. He's an upgrade over Jared Cook. He's another weapon. You don't. Plus, anytime you give a new weapon for Aaron Rodgers, it's bad deal. I mean, they're not really. It's not really helping out in the red zone because they're always pretty solid in the red zone with Jordy Nelson. But he's a weapon, man. Packers are gonna be dangerous next year. Who should the Eagles draft at running back if Mixon is gone? My dark horse, I'd be fine waiting until the 4th round and getting Jeremy McNichols. I think Jeremy McNichols is going to be a great running back. Tested well at the combine, had very good stats at Boise State last year. Can do everything he can catch. He'd be my pick. I'd wait till the 4th round and get Jeremy McNichols if Joe Mixon's not in the cards. Out of these options, the Seattle Seahawks will sign Jamal Charles, AP, Latavius Murray, Eddie Lacy. I honestly don't understand the need for the Seahawks to spend money on the running backs. Get an offensive line. Put all that money and sign a fucking offensive lineman. Thomas Rawls is a capable starter. CJ Prosise and Thomas Rawls are fine at running back. You do not need to spend money on a running back if your fucking offensive line that's blocking for them is terrible. Just buy some goddamn offensive lineman and stop trying to That's all you can say. That's dumb. If they spend any more than like $2 million on a fucking running back. What round will Fabian Moreau go? 2nd round probably. Tested really well. What round will Christian McCaffrey? I think McCaffrey's 1st round talent probably will go within the first 10 picks of the 2nd round, I believe. Do you like Treston Deku? Have you never heard of him? CB in this draft class. Yeah, from Oregon State. He's really big, and I think he'll probably be best suited as a safety in the NFL. Oh, we go Pettigrew. Oh, couldn't make the play. Terrell is nice. Crowder's top 5 slot receiver, and Dawkins. I think that the Redskins wide receiver core certainly is not going to be as good as it was last year, but I don't think it's as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. Pryor, I still think he's risky. He's still learning the position, but that was a good deal. They got him to a deal that if he doesn't really pan out, they can kind of wash their hands of him. But Pryor, if Kirk Cousins still is the quarterback, Pryor certainly has potential to be a 1,000-yard receiver. Oh shit! And Crowder, I wouldn't say Crowder's top 5 slot, but he's close there. He's definitely top 10 in the NFL. And then Doxson, you got upside. I think Doxson was a solid pick last year. I personally wouldn't have got him in the 1st round. I would have let Doxson in the 2nd round, but I don't think there's the wide receiver. And then you got Jordan Reed. You have probably the best pure receiving tight. I would take Jordan Reed over Jimmy Graham if I'm looking for just a pure receiver at tight end. So I don't think the Redskins are going to take too much of a step back, but they're not going to be as explosive as they were last year. There's no way around it. Send Crabtree in motion. Oh, he trucks through the guy. Let's go. Is Joe Flacco elite? No. Joe Flacco is not elite. I constantly want to throw praise onto the Ravens front office. They have one of the best front offices in the NFL. They consistently do good work in free agency. They consistently have very strong drafts. But they're just put in a fucked up situation with winning the Super Bowl and having to play Joe Flacco. Oh, that's bad. Like, you can't not play Joe Flacco, but yeah, he's not elite. What are your thoughts on the Panthers free agency signings? Well, I love Julius Peppers going back there because he's the when I think of Madden, he's probably up there in terms of my Madden greats. But they just got older. They got Mike Adams. He's an old fart. Oh, let's hit that. Jared Cook only catches great fucking long 3rd down plays. But I don't know who they lose. Remmers, they lost a tackle. I expect them to cut Jonathan Stewart sooner than later and get a running back. Hopefully, if I'm a Panther fan, we can get Fournette in the draft. Oh, that was bad. Broncos free agency thoughts. Decent. All I know off the top of my head is they got Ron Leary and Pecco, which, I mean, Ron Leary's good fit, good buy. Pecco, I don't know what the contract is. If I assume they just bring him in as like a stopgap kind of guy. Not horrible. Thoughts on Connor Barwin? Fucking off the field goat in Philadelphia. Hopefully he comes back to Philly in some shape or form when he's done. When are you gonna do the Buckeyes for a legendary team? It's a list. I'm going from 25 all the way down to 1, so I'm going in order. So Buckeyes are near the top. They'll come eventually. Next up is Florida State. Whenever I do it. There's a lot of fucking questions coming in. I'm just gonna give it a sec. Give me some patience here. Let me kick this field goal. Oh, I might miss that. Oh, but Prater's fire. There we go. Who's our backup if Chase Daniels cut? In Philadelphia, we draft one. Hopefully we can get Seth Russell. He'd be my pick. Bears free agency thoughts. I already gave this thought at the top of the video. Try to rewind it. Not impressed with the Bears in free agency. Terrible contracts. Not necessarily bad players that they brought in, but terrible contracts. Do you think the Saints can build a defense around Drew Brees in time to get a ring? No. If they were really concerned about building a defense, they would not have given up Brandon Cooks unless they were getting Malcolm Butler in that deal. Our Miami's offseason addition is good enough to get them a playoff win this year. They did some good things, but it's going to be a tough division. Maybe. For the healthy Tannehill. I still don't believe in Tannehill, to be honest with you, but they'll be competitive again next year. I guess that's all you can ask for. Who wins March Madness? Haven't really looked at it. As it stands right now, bold prediction, Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast is going to win March Madness. As we just, oh my God. Terrible. Wouldn't be a fucking C4 live stream without a just awful fumble to seal the game off. Jesus Christ. All right, so we're 1-2 in games we have played, which is unfortunate. Do I think the Patriots re-sign Hightower? Of course they will, because they're the fucking Patriots and they get everyone. I think everyone and their dog should be cheering if the Patriots don't, so then they have something bad go wrong this offseason. But I fully expect Hightower to go back there. That's the reason why they got rid of Jamie Collins, so they could pay him. So I think they will. I think the thing with Hightower right now is they're still trying to pull, like, we're the Patriots, we don't pay you as much as everyone else. I think once they realize that losing him could be a realistic possibility, they'll probably like, all right. They're probably bickering right now over like $2 million. Should the Eagles sign Jonathan Hankins? We're not going to be able to. We have no money. Philly's not going to get a guy that can start. Philly right now is going to be able to get depth guys with upside. Hankins is going to cost similar to what Benny Logan would be. So we have no money to bring in Hankins. We have no money to bring in Claiborne. Looks smaller for those positions if we bring anyone in. Thoughts on the Bills so far? Well, obviously they kept Tyrod Taylor, so oh my God, we might not even make the fucking playoffs. Final game. Let's see if we have a chance. One, two, three, four, five, six. The fucking playoffs are like locked up. We have no chance of making the playoffs. Alright, this is gonna be, I don't know, we're gonna figure out something else to do for a live stream. This is truly our last game. Since this is our last game, let's play a full game. We're not gonna make the fucking playoffs. I want this to be at least an hour. So we're just gonna play the whole friggin' game. Let's go. I want to get those black unis. Damn, those color rush unis are fine. Why do I curse so much? It's not enjoyable. Get the fuck out the stream then. That's how I talk. I don't talk. I wouldn't go to your stream star Madden and say, man, this guy's talking about Jesus and sunshine and rainbows too much. It's just, if you must be new, this is how I talk. I try not to swear, but when I'm around my kid, I don't swear. So this is my time just to fucking relax and not do anything, okay? Leave me alone. When are we going to start making cuts and trades, in your opinion? I don't fucking know. I honestly am a little bit frustrated that we haven't got rid of any of these people. It's stupid. Like, Ryan Matthews should not be on the roster. Michael Kendrick should not be on the roster. These guys should be gone so we have a more clear picture of what our salary cap's going to be looking like. Like, we're over the cap right now. We don't even have money to sign our free agents. So we need to make some moves. I don't know why we're waiting so long. Shit or get off the pot, Howie. That's all you got to do. Favorite Madden game? Can't think off the top of my head of a favorite Madden game. The one with Brett Favre on the cover was pretty cool. And the last one that I could import my draft classes from NCAA. I think that was Madden 13. I don't know necessarily if that was like a great game, as we're getting butchered off the start here. There we go. Great start. Great start. What would your reaction be if EDP became GM of the Eagles? Fucking pick a new team. If he'd be, whatever he would be able to do to come GM the Eagles, I could certainly do. So I would just like, you know, Roman times it and just go to Philly and kick his ass and say, I'm the leader now. Respect me. Trade or cut Kendricks. I don't think anyone's going to trade him. I think they've been trying to trade him for quite some time right now. And they haven't been able to find trade partners. So I think it's probably going to happen to be a cut. I think we say $4 million. That's not bad. Oh, yeah, that's true. The guy said Ryan Matthews won't be released until he's healthy. That makes sense. He is kind of banged up right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ryan Matthews retire. And that guy's made of glass. You've made your money. I'd bounce. There we go. Nice little drop. Where do you put Sidney Jones in top 10 corners after his injury? Probably like 7. He still makes the top 10 list. But, you know, there is certainly a lot of uncertainty right now if he'll ever be the same player again. Achilles is a killer injury. Thoughts on the Chiefs? I have no idea who they signed, to be honest. They got Eric Berry, and they cut Jamal Charles. Is that all they've signed? Is that all they've done? Maybe missing something? They lost on Terry Poe, so they lost their starting nose tackle. They re-signed Eric Berry to a lot of money. I think they overpaid for Eric Berry, but it's better that you retain him than lose him, so that was good business. And they got rid of Jamal Charles, which I think is good business, because if I'm the Chiefs, I would rather Spencer Ware be my starting running back than have to put hope that Jamal Charles stays healthy for another year. What about... All right. Oh, make that catch, man. That's like the worst catch in Madden. They never make that anymore. I don't know what kind of slot I'm fucking playing on, but come on. Who's a better feature as an Eagle? Neither of those guys are Eagles. Jones or Tabor. I'm going to probably have to say Tabor just because he does not have an Achilles injury. Would I have traded Malcolm Jenkins for Brandon Cooks? No, I would not have. Malcolm Jenkins is without a doubt the most valuable player in our secondary. You do not get rid of that. Like, Malcolm Jenkins played like 2 positions last year. He was like our best corner and best safety at the same time. Alshon overrated. Stamina salty. Stamina salty, though. He's salty. Do I think the Bucs will make the playoffs with Deshaun Jackson? I mean, it's going to be tough with Atlanta still in the division. But wild card, yeah, they had a chance to make the wild card this year. So I think Deshaun certainly adds a new dimension to that offense. Have Humphrey work the slot, and then Mike Evans be a simple monster on the outside. So they're going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see what they do at the running back spot. Because obviously there's a little bit of uncertainty right now with Doug Martin. I personally think Jaquiz Rogers could be a solid starter for them. He was really productive last year when he was playing. Thoughts on Hawks offseason? What have they done? They got Luke Jokel. That's it. No grade yet. Unfinished grade. Oh my god, come on. What number will Alshon wear? I hope fucking 69. Yeah, like Color Bomb said. Because he fucks. What's my record? I think we're 8-7 right now. Or 9-6. We're not going to make the playoffs, so that's why we're playing the full game here just with this stream. Hopefully we'll go over an hour. Thoughts on Micah Hyde to the Bills? I think he's a decent utility player, solid special teamer. But it looks like with the money they paid for him, they're like, oh, we lost Gilmore and we cut Corey Graham, so he's going to play one of these roles. I don't think the skill is there. It's not comparable skill. Smash or pass Rosa Parks? Smash. Is this prime? Is this prime Rosa Parks? This couple years before she had to get off the bus? Because that'd be smashing. Oh my god. That's holding on Connor Barwin. Jesus Christ. Give me the fucking yards. On a scale of 1 to 10, how irrelevant are Jamal Charles, AP, and Eddie Lacy? Charles and Lacy are probably like a 5, and assuming 10 is super relevant, 1 is still relevant. AP is probably a 3. If you get if AP's healthy next year, he's still a top 5 running back. He in the right system. So I think he'll go to Oakland and he'll beast for them. Are you going to do a mock draft since we got Alshon Torrey Smith? Yes, mock draft is coming next Wednesday. This coming Wednesday. I haven't recorded yet, but I plan on doing the official review of the Eagles free agency in the morning, and then at night will be the new mock draft. Oh my god, rest in peace. Show me these fucking bums. I don't give a shit. Thanks, Rosa. Boom. Julie Edelman has the nastiest route running in Madden this year. Not even close. Cordarrelle Patterson. He's going to go to whatever team has the most gimmicky playbook around. Like the Jets. I can see him going to the Jets. You're doing a March Madness bracket for my subs. I was thinking about putting this on Twitter. I don't really have the time. I usually try to do a March Madness bracket because I watch it. If someone wants to make an ESPN bracket and just tweet me it on Twitter, I could share it and we could have everyone of the subs join it. By that. I just don't have the fucking time to... I have enough time I'm going to barely have enough time to fucking make the bracket, let alone figure out how to create a league and send the code around. But so if someone does that, tag me on Twitter, and we can spread the word around. I don't really know. I'm not big enough yet to do prizes, you know. Brady's wife is super overrated. I concur. This looks like a horse. Pass. Browns record next year. If they don't have a quarterback, like 3 wins. 3-13. I thought Myles Garrett was going to be a beast, but... I think 8 wins. You say 8 wins at the head? Oh, that's a bad throw. That Julius Peppers make it, drop him back. I can't even be mad. Peppers is the Madden GOAT right now on defense. Oh, yeah, we're playing. I forgot. Victor Cruz, where does he land? Nowhere. I don't think anyone's going to sign Victor Cruz. Free agent. Oh, there we go. Eddie Lacy, I guess, decided to be a monster right there. All right, come on, we gotta get some pressure. Oh, that's 5 yards. Back there, 75. Julius Pepper's wife, though, yes, I remember when I did my Wags video with the old lady. Pepper's wife on fire. Would you be mad if the Eagles drafted Sidney Jones round 2? Yes. He can't play. He's not going to be able to play. It's going to be safe just to write off his rookie season. And we don't have the luxury. It'd be nice to. I think if we had the luxury not to... Well, these numbers are all fucked up. If we didn't have to rush him to play, we had depth at corner, and then we could get Sidney Jones second round and then play him next year, I'd totally be all right with that. But we need guys that can play right now, and that is not Sidney Jones. Please do a smash or pass video with your girlfriend. Maybe. Obviously, the whole point of having a girlfriend in your video is to do face cam, and she's done it before. But just because recently having a baby, she's still in recovery, so it's gonna be probably by the summer where you start seeing her videos. But good response when we did the original video. We have videos coming next month that I already we have to do it. She'll be here on a live stream. Just so you guys can get to know her a little bit. But she will be in video soon. Show your baby in a video. Nope. Not because he has like 3 heads and stuff, but I don't want to put that pressure on him. He can't confirm that he wants to be in a video, so when he's older, I don't want to be like, why the fuck did you put me in these videos? When he's old enough, if he's like 7 or 8 and says he wants to be in it, sure. If I'm still doing YouTube. Hopefully I'm still doing YouTube by then. Hopefully I'm the fucking best Madden YouTuber in 6-7 years. But as he's a baby, nope. Do not want that kind of exposure to my little baby boy. Do I like the Zeitler signing? Good signing by the Browns. Kevin Zeitler. Paid a lot of money, but the Browns, clearly, if they don't get a quarterback, they're going to have Isaiah Crowell and Duke Johnson carry the load. So the only way you do that is by having a good run blocker. And Zeitler's been doing this thing for quite some time with the Bengals. All right, let's return this shit. Pitching a shutter right now. People always say, why don't I play defense? See, look, I'm underrated. I'm not bad when I play defense. Who's the best player still available in free agency? Clearly, Donta Hightower. Or Dante. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that name, to be honest with you. It looks weird. Spell your name weird. It's fucking normal. D-O-N-T''A. Ridiculous name. Alright, we need to make something happen here. Drop. I don't know, the fucking Detroit Lions who the 2009 draft class turned to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thoughts on Kelvin Benjamin? Solid. He's a good corner. A good corner. Yeah, he's a great cornerback. No, he's really good wide receiver. I think it was just a down year for everyone. Oh, come on! It was just a down year for everyone on the Panthers. They'll probably bounce back this year. If you had the choice, Poe, Hankins, Logan for the Eagles, bring back Benny. You already have the chemistry on the defensive line, and when he's 100% healthy, he's a monster. I'll be very upset if Benny Logan goes to the Washington Redskins. Throw it away. Oh, my God. Can't do shit right now. Pats undefeated next season? No. I mean, they've won the offseason, but they're still not good enough. They'll probably get 12 wins. Minimum 12 wins, but 14-2, I'd say. Oh, that was bad tackling. With the signing of Britt, do you think the Browns won't look for receiver help in the draft? No. They still need to get wide receivers. I think that you can't really count on Josh Gordon. So then you just have Corey Coleman and Kenny Britt. So you still need that other guy. I think Kenny Britt. get a slot. They get Ryan Switzer. Probably he'd be a good fit. Get a younger replacement for what they got with Andrew Hawkins in the offense. Is Jabril Peppers related to Julius Peppers? That's racist. Do you think all black people are related? Friggin' Crossman Snipes. Wow, racist. Racist. Should the Eagles draft a cornerback in the first and second round due to the depth at running back? I would not be upset if we double dip back-to-back rounds on corner. We have no starting corner right now. Jalen Mills should be a guy that competes for a starting corner job, not have it handed to him. And right now he's having it handed to him. Smasher past my wife. Well, right now you're technically not allowed. It's still in that grace period after a baby's born, so, On the shelf. She's on the shelf. Oh, let's go. Oh, that's a good punt return. Drip, drip. Why? I'm fucking surprised that nothing really has happened. Oh, it looks like Cordell Patterson wants to stay with the Vikings. I checked Twitter real quick. Why hasn't anything happened? Why is Hightower and Roma? Why has nothing happened there? Dumb. Low Claiborne or Roby Coleman for the Eagles. I think Claiborne will be better for what we need, but Roby Coleman's going to be more affordable. As our offensive line is playing like shit. There you go. Shout out to Charles Queen, man. It's fucking awesome. I was terrified, but it's awesome. Congrats, bro. Hope he's healthy. What do you think of the Jags going after Romo? Dumb. You have to give Boyles another year. Well, you don't have to, but I think they should. You gotta give Boyles another year. He had one good year, one bad year. Now let's see what's more. What he's gonna play like. All right, I think that's field goal range for Matt Prater. Matt Prater got a big old leg on him. Florida Gators record next year. Not looking forward to it. I think next year's gonna be a down year. I think the SEC East is up for grabs. Oh, look at that. Matt Prater getting us on the board to end the first half in this defensive battle. Should there be a competition at defensive end between Curry, Smith, and Means? No. Vinny Curry, you pay Vinny Curry like a starter, you play him like a starter. That's why I hate people saying Philadelphia should go like Derek Burnett or edge rusher. No, now we don't have the rotation. Now we have two defensive ends on the roster that are getting paid very good money. I'm not fucking that up by drafting another defensive end. You paid Vinny Curry. You believe that he could do it, so let him do it. We have good depth at defensive line. I'd be very upset if we go edge rusher in the first round, to be honest with you. Unless Myles Garrett slips. Or like Myles Garrett's the only edge rusher I would take in the first round and not be pissed off as an Eagle fan. Oh, let's go, Edelman. Burner. Oh, he's going to get caught. Shit. You think Georgia wins the East? Well, with Chubb coming back, it's a big win for them, but still, there's a little bit of uncertainty at quarterback spot. I mean, Eason's looks like he's going to be good. I don't know if he's ready to take SEC East winning level, take his game to that level next year. But Georgia's certainly going to be a lot more competitive than years past, for sure. Like Chubb's a monster, man. He's got to have a big year. See if we can get Julian here to beat his guy off the line. As he does not. Oh, Shady. Oh, there we go. Big time TD there from Deshaun McCoy. I think the Browns will take Sidney Jones first overall. Actually, that's a very Cleveland Brown thing to do. I could totally see that happening. Well, we like his upside. We think he's a high character. You know, me and Sashi Brown thought it was good pick. What team should I do a connected franchise with? Titans. There you go. You already have your quarterback. Build yourself a defensive line. Build yourself a defense pretty much with the Lions. Or with the Titans. Wide receiver. You already got good O-line. You got a good quarterback. There you go. Who do the Ravens select first round? Tough one. They could go wide receiver. They could go offensive line. It's never a bad pick, but the Ravens always have a go best player available. That's the way I feel with the Ravens. They'll never just go for a need. So where they're picking at, what the fuck is Baltimore picking at? 16, 15, 16, 17, 18, one of those picks. Maybe go a defensive end or linebacker, get younger at linebacker. Obviously, the middle's all right with C.J. Mosley, but you lost Zach Orr, who looked like he was going to be he was a great find. Dumerville's not getting any younger. So you assume that Carrera will play at one of the spots because Dumerville's gone. But I think if I'm them, I might want to go outside linebacker, get a T.J. Watt, could be up there. Hassan Riddick would be a good fit for the Ravens. Where do I think AP will go? I already said, oh yeah, I figure there's so many people popping in, popping out. I think AP will go to the Oakland Raiders. And that'd be awesome. Oh my god. Unstoppable. For goddamn animals come off the edge. Do you expect Leonard Fournette to be a top 10 running back in the NFL? Yes, and I think he will be an excellent fantasy football pickup. Draft Leonard Fournette. Well, it depends where he goes. That's the biggest misconception, I think, right now. Is so many people think Leonard Fournette's going to go to the Jaguars. Here's why I think that's a bad idea. Because whatever team drafts Leonard Fournette, you have to commit to running the ball. You have to be a run-first team. And that is not what the Jaguars are. Jaguars need a running back to take some of the pressure off Blake Bortles. But they're always going to be a passing team. You can't not be a passing team when you have Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, Marquise Lee at wide receiver. You have Blake Bortles, you can sling the ball. You're going to be a team that still wants to focus and be a pass-heavy team. So the Jaguars need a running back that is going to be like a Christian McCaffrey, for example, will be a perfect pick for the Jaguars. So that's why I don't think they're going to take Fournette. Whereas the Panthers, a team that constantly runs the ball, constantly wins games by chewing the clock, I think that's what's going to happen. I'm almost certain. It might not happen, but I'm almost certain if Fournette goes to the Jaguars, he's not going to be nearly as successful as he would be going to a team like Cleveland, a team like Carolina, Kansas City. Teams that are just old school, just run the ball up the middle. There's Jeremy Maclin. There we go. You get Fournette, you're committing to run the ball. Jags cannot commit to run the ball. Where do I think Eddie Lacy will go? No idea. I don't know, why. I don't really know. I have no idea what his market value is. He's not. He can look like a running back 1, but I think you'd have to say he's a good running back 2 right now for a team. Because of the weight issues and stuff. You'd have, maybe you get him in a Chris Johnson, Lendell White situation. Smash and dash. But I don't think right now you can sign Eddie Lacy with confidence that he's going to be your franchise starting running back. I mean, he's 26. I think he's 26 or 27. So he has age on his side, but if I'm Eddie Lacy, I might just go back to Green Bay and try to be a 1-2 punch with Ty Montgomery. I think Tom Brady will retire in 2 years. Well, fuck, at the rate they're going to win 2 more straight Super Bowls, probably not. I think it's going to be one bad injury. I think that's what it's going to take for Brady. Obviously, 40. What's that? He's 40 in 3 years? Oh, that's a sack. There we go. All it's going to take for Brady to get a concussion, I think that'll be the beginning of the end. Obviously, that kind of has to happen. You can't project when and if that would happen, but that's my thoughts with him. Thoughts on Alshon Jeffrey? Beast, perfect signing. The whole draft, I did multiple videos talking about Alshon Jeffrey. I actually talked about Alshon Jeffrey back in October coming to the Eagles, as well as Torrey Smith. My Nostradamus. You fucking Madden man. You're telling me this guy can't catch him? Tell me Vontae Davis. That's trash. Alshon, if we sign him long term, wouldn't be particularly pleased with it. Be worried. 1-year deal. Fucking love it. Perfect deal for the Philadelphia Eagles. If Fournette slips to the Browns at 12, yes. I think Fournette. I think personally, those are the 2 teams that are picking in Leonard Fournette range. The Browns and even the Ravens. The Ravens would be a good team for Fournette if he somehow went there. But like I said, they're gonna have to either trade up because he's not gonna. He's talented enough, top 10 talent. I think he'll go to the Panthers. That's the best fit and where I think he should go. But then just watch a team like the Jags. Jags have, let's be honest, Jags have not had the most stellar front office the last couple of years. I just think it's clear to me that I don't think Dalvin Cook's really worthy of a top 10 selection anymore after all the issues, and Fournette's not a good fit. So I think if I'm the Jags, oh my god, oh shit, he caught it. If I'm the Jags, I'd try to get McCaffrey with our second round pick for my running back personally. Should the Eagles try and find a new starting outside linebacker this season? Well, yeah, because Michael Kendrick's going to be gone. But they, like I said, last year, man, a lot of times we just had two linebackers on the field. We just had Bradham and Jordan Hicks. So obviously, that's a scheme and a front and a defensive look that Jim Schwartz likes to have. So I mean, having another primary outside linebacker, I wouldn't necessarily pay for one. I think draft one. I like a Jalen Reeves-Maybin late. I think that'd be a good fit. Has potential to be the next Nigel Bradham. I mean, Bradham slipped out of the draft. I thought he was going to go higher than he did coming out of Florida State. Let's go Shady. What are the Jets going to do now? No idea. Jets are in like a fucking... when I look at the Jets, I swear to God, they're doing like a rebuild video. Jets can go anywhere. At number 6 right now, they can literally go anywhere. Offensive line. Like, this is bad because usually every year there's like 2 offensive linemen that could debatably go top 10. I don't think there's one in this year's draft class. If I'm the Jets, I'm not going to trade them down, personally, from 6. They have a lot of holes right now. If you're going to rebuild, trade down from 6. Try to get a first and a second round pick or something like that. Unless they can get Marshawn Lattimore. I think Lattimore would be a good fit. Replace Darrelle Revis. Oh my God. O-line trash, though. Who I think is the best and worst uniform in the league? Worst uniform is not a fan of the Bucks, not a fan of the Jags. Either uniform, to be honest. The Bucks red, the color rush that the Bucks did was really nice, but their standard jersey, it just looks like a really shitty attempt to try to look like the. Oh come on! Should have catch that. The Bucks jersey looks like a shitty attempt to make like a Seahawks kind of jersey with Bucks colors. Best uniform, I like the black. I don't know if they're retro, but the black Falcons jerseys are probably my favorite jerseys. Obviously, Kelly Green Philadelphia Eagles, but they don't do that anymore. If he's available, should the Eagles get Marshawn Lattimore? Fucking 10,000% yes. He's probably the number 1 pick I have on my Eagles draft board right now. Even more so, well, okay. Myles Garrett's number 1. Marshawn Lattimore's number 2, especially with the injury to Sidney Jones. Do the Vikings trade out for someone like Lamp or stay where they are for Moton? What are they picking? They're picking 14th, 15th in the second round. I think you could go Posich. There's gonna be plenty. That's a good spot to be picking, like the still upper tier of offensive linemen, because like where they're picking, Cam Robinson, Ramchick, like they might have a chance to get Garrett Bowles there at 14 potentially on how the board slips. He'd be a good pick. They need anything on offense though. Who'd they sign? Riley Reef and Mike Remmers at tackle. I think those are bad deals, personally. I think they had a position in need and they panicked and overpaid. I think Remmers deal's bad. I think Reef deal's not amazing, but they do need a guard. So I think Posich wouldn't be bad because he can play pretty much anywhere on the interior. Moton's not a bad show. Deion Dawkins could be a good pick for them. Dorian Johnson's not bad. But yeah, Forrest Lamp will probably be gone, unfortunately. And I don't know if I'm the Vikings where they have so many holes to fill, I don't think they're in the position to be able to move a lot of picks to trade up. I think they kind of need to use what they have already. Mike Glennon starting for the Bears. If I was in real life, from what I've seen, look at Mike Glennon's career stats. It looks good. I just think paying $14 million a year is a tremendous gamble, and you can't say that it's good. A good piece of business. If they were able to get Mike Glennon for like not a bargain, but if you're able to get Mike Glennon for like $8 million a year, I think there's plenty upside there. Because Mike Glennon, I think he started 17, 18 games, so essentially one full season with a little bit of change. And he has like 4,000 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, and 15 picks. I think it's his stat line. That is great for starting quarterback. And he's been on some average Bucks teams. But the fact that you're paying him $14-15 million, it's a bad contract. I think there's a little bit of upside there. Obviously, we took the leap of faith with our Toronto Huskies franchise where he shit the bed with us. But I think if I was looking for a quarterback in this market and I knew we weren't going to get one in the draft, I'd probably go after Mike Glennon. Eagles' best corner right now. I don't think we have one corner on the. Our corners are like Jalen Mills, C.J. Smith, Aaron Grimes. So it's got to be Jalen Mills. Best corner on our team right now is our safeties. Roddy McLeod at corner or Malcolm Jenkins at corner are our best corners right now. Yeah, buddy that asked about Barwin. Barwin would be a nice pick for the Ravens. Good scheme fit. He's a hard worker. Good for the community. Think Miami goes for a QB this draft? Wouldn't hurt him. But I probably won't. Because like Matt Moore looks solid as a backup, and if they do believe that Ryan Tannehill's their starter, they probably won't draft a quarterback high. What do the Patriots need to do win back-to-back? If they get Hightower back and they stay healthy, they are going to be the favorites. That's my only thing. You guys think like this is something I was kind of thinking about making a video on, but it's not really enough context to it or even content. But you think if the Patriots steamroll next year and win their Super Bowl, it's going to affect ratings? I think it would. I think people would be pissed off. They'd be like, "Oh, it's the same old shit again." I think like the way I just see it, like just watch the Patriots steamroll everyone next year and just get a fucking cakewalk to the Super Bowl. I can see the ratings suck. I can see the ratings going down. People being like, "Fuck this." Come on, Barwin. This is a pretty bad play. Oh, shit, we got juke there. That's still 4th and short. Let's bring the pressure. Oh, for fuck's sake. Eddie Lacy playing like he needs a contract over here. He needs a contract to be able to afford his high caloric diet. How much more competitive do you think NFC East is? It's going to be beast. NFC East last year proved that's back to being the top division. I'm saying it right now. The top division in the NFC East. Suck it, NFC North fans. I think the East is the most competitive. It's close. Obviously, it's not even something to brag about because I want every division to be competitive. It's better football. Especially when your team's not playing, that you can flick on any other game, and anytime it's a divisional matchup, it's worth watching. But NFC East forever, for probably a good decade. For most of the 2000s, the NFC East was the strongest division in football. He does not catch that. There we go. Joe Mixon in the second round or double dip corners. Depends who's on the board, but as it stands right now, I think we go corner Mixon. Because Joe Mixon makes our offense, without question, the best offense in the NFC East. Without Joe Mixon, we have questions at running back. That's my biased opinion, of course. Boom! There we go. Redskins do suck. But I mean, everyone kind of has their shitty. Like, the NFC North has the Bears. The NFC South has. I don't really. Like, there's uncertainty whether the Panthers are going to suck again this year. And then the NFC. Or the AFC. Fucking NFC West. The Rams and the 49ers. Cardinals are disappointing. Oh, there we go. That's a pick. Who's Davis? Vontae Davis getting that interception. User pick, baby. Minute 40 seconds left here. We're pretty much going to wrap up the stream after this video. We'll take a quick look at how the stats played. We might make the playoffs if I was reading that thing wrong, but it looks like this will probably be the end. But we're over an hour, so you guys got some decent content here. I'm not really wrapping it up. I'm just going to keep you guys in touch. Yeah, Tuesday, actually. Tuesday will be when I do talking about the Eagles free agency and do my next Eagles mock. this Friday will be a Denver Broncos rebuild. But in between that, I'm going to, like I said, ideally, because all the ideas I have for my live streams, I'll be live streaming twice a week, maybe even 3 times, depending on the time. So, as always, follow me on Twitter, at beastmode_TV. I'll always post, when I'm going to be doing a live stream. And, let's go Shady. Not only that, but I'll put polls up like I did tonight to get you guys your opinion on what videos you want to see me live stream. Why the hell do I not get the notification that you're streaming now? I have no idea, because I don't subscribe to people that live stream, so I don't know what that notification should be. I know there's like a little bell that's on my subscribe button that if you don't hit, you might not get a notification, so you may want to do that. But again, if YouTube fucks up, feel safe, just follow me on Twitter, because I always will post the link on Twitter and probably shoot the shit about the stream beforehand on Twitter to get an idea of what video I should do. I'm glad you enjoyed the streams. They're pretty fun to do because there's no video editing. All I have to do is edit a thumbnail. It's really easy on me. And plus, some days, if you guys really like the live streams, you get 3 videos. If this counts as a video, you guys got 3 videos today. So, good on ya. Congrats. But next week is... Here's something for you guys out there, though. Next week, if you guys haven't subscribed to the secondary channel, next week is March break here in Canada. I'm out of school. But a certain family member that may contribute on YouTube is a teacher. And he doesn't have school. So he'll probably be live streaming on the second channel. Or maybe Twitch. Not exactly sure. Overwatch. Because, just we have nothing but fucking free time here. So that's becoming there. But I will be doing lots of Madden. Thanks, Hunter. Hunter Hype. Definitely top 3. I agree myself. I did this thing for my subs. Subs are... I'm going to be honest. I don't really care about my subs. I care more about the views. My views start going down by a lot. I'm going to be a little bit upset. My views are staying the same. My subs are kind of down. But hopefully we can hit 40,000, 40K by the time Madden 18 comes out. That'd be a great goal. But right now it is the Madden down period. Not a lot of people are watching and looking for new Madden channels to watch because, this year of Madden 17 is kind of getting stale now. It's coming to the end. But, yeah, feel free. I know there's new people coming in every day. Tell your friends about the channel. Share the love. Help me out if you enjoyed the stuff. I'd rather, you can donate. We have the super chat thing, but I'm never going to ask for donations. I'd rather, word of mouth. Tell your buddies that this guy C4 is a fucking dope-ass YouTuber. I am a view whore. Yes, you could say I'm a view whore that I care that if my views were going down, I'd be, what the fuck? Why are they going down? I wouldn't be upset that they're going down. I'd be like, what the fuck? Am I doing something that people don't like? Did I have a racist moment where people are like, that guy's a racist. I'm not watching his shit. If my views were really going down, I'd probably have to question what content. I'd have to probably find something else to do, but I love it. I love that you guys love what I'm doing. So it's fucking great. Oh, let's go. Pick up the onside. 41 seconds left. What is the name of the second channel? It's called Beast Coast. It's in my sub box on the main page of this channel. I think we got 100 subs right now. Not a lot of content over there. It's predominantly going to be every game that's not Madden. So there'll be Call of Duty. I play a lot of Black Ops. I don't play any of the new games because they're trash. But Overwatch, Grand Theft Auto, shit like that will come on that channel. UFC games. Whatever happens, I will do that. But I think you'll get 50K and views up by Madden 18. I fucking hope so. But like I said, man, you gotta understand, I've been doing this for a while. It's not like I've been on this for a year or two. I'm some spring chicken. I've been a Madden YouTuber for 5 years now. And I just, within the last year, started to get bigger. So I know a little bit of the trends. And they're always between March and June is when it's kind of stale, kind of stagnant. We'll burn all our time. Let's get maximum time here. I have no friends that give a shit about NFL and UK. Sorry. Well, tell them I fucking talk about soccer, football, whole time. Arsenal FC, baby. We're trash. Wenger out. Let's get it. I don't think the Vikings. I think Vikings are going to struggle next year. To be honest with you, I think the NFC North next year is going to be Lions. A battle between the Lions and Packers. Burn another timeout. We'll get one last play here in this live stream, which is a good time. An hour and 20 minutes, hour and 25 minutes. Not too shabby. See if we can get a big touchdown here from LaShawn McCoy. Nope. No, we cannot. But at least we get a victory to close out the season. I don't think, I know people are starting to sign up. I don't think I don't think we're making the playoffs. How the hell do you like soccer and not hockey? I love playing hockey. Hate watching hockey. Love playing soccer. Love watching soccer. That's the thing. Fucking love playing hockey, man. I play road hockey every summer. Does Romo belong with the Broncos? Broncos or Texans? He's going to one of those teams. I don't know what team it will be, but it will be one of those. All right, so let's sim a game here. See if we have a chance to make the wild card. 9-7. Definitely. I think we've made the playoffs in the first. This is the third draft theme video. I think this might be the first time we've missed the playoffs, which is a little bit unfortunate, as we did not make it. But 9-7 is not bad. Let's take a quick look at the stats as we wrap the video up. Who gets Madden 18 cover, by the way? Look at this. How the fuck did we not win more than 9 games with 46 touchdowns and 15 picks from Matt Stafford? He went off. 4,500 passing yards, 46 touchdowns, 15 picks. Shady, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. Receiving, 84 receptions, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Crabtree, 736 and 8. 1,112 from Macklin. 770 and 8 from Cook. And on the defensive side of the ball, 124 tackles by Levy, 120 from Cushing. We got 9. Oh, we didn't get up to the quarterback enough. 8.5 and 9 for Raccapo and Barwin. And our leading interception, we got Levy at linebacker and Vontae Davis at corner. So, a little bit disappointing, but obviously the next one will be the 2010 comp draft, connected franchise mode that we do. Like I said, I'm really open and fluid to what videos you guys see here on the live streams, be it these kind of draft modes, or the legendary college rosters, or Madden greats. Those are the 3 things that I kind of want to use to stream. Ideally, we could do this, because obviously these teams, I want to get them done before the draft. And then I kind of want to do the legendary college rosters to get that over with, because I started those a couple months ago. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Try to answer as many questions as humanly possible. I'll be live streaming again next week. I'm going to say, as it stands right now, probably Wednesday will be the next live stream date. But then again, we're getting a massive snowstorm here in Canada. So I have no idea what the fucking power situation is going to be. Because fuck living in Canada. But thank you guys for watching. This is your first time stopping by. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out. Oh yeah, and Madden cover is gonna be Nelson Aguilar.